You arrive without a name. The intake room is colder than expected, around 14 degrees, with fluorescent lights humming overhead and a steel bench pressed against the wall. You sit because a voice tells you to, not because you choose to. Your wrists still remember the pressure of restraints. Within minutes, everything is taken. Your clothes, your belongings, your identity. A number replaces your name. Height measured, weight recorded, a photo taken without expression. No one looks at you longer than necessary. Then the doors begin to close behind you, one after another. Metal echoes through the corridor. You realize quickly that sound behaves differently here. Every step, every lock, every movement has weight. Your first night, you don't sleep. The mattress is thin, the blanket worn, and somewhere in the distance, metal taps in a slow, endless rhythm. No one explains the rules, but by the second day, when your food is taken before you finish, you begin to understand. By the third day, it is clear. This place runs on a hierarchy no one speaks about. You are at the bottom of it. The days begin to structure themselves without your consent. Lights snap on at 5 a.m., count at 5:12, meals at 6, finished in under 6 minutes. You learn to eat fast, to avoid eye contact, to keep your hands visible, to speak only when required. Every movement becomes deliberate. Weeks turn into months, and slowly, without announcement, something shifts. You start noticing patterns, who controls certain areas, who sits where, who receives more, who disappears. A small task is given to you one morning. You complete it without hesitation. Nothing is said, but something changes. You are no longer entirely invisible. More tasks follow, each one carrying quiet expectations. You hold places, deliver messages, stand in certain spots at certain times. Advancement here is not loud or earned, it is absorbed. You become reliable, predictable, part of the flow. Years pass, 2, then 3, and the system reveals itself in layers. Official routines continue with precision. Counts every 4 hours, yard time limited to 47 minutes, showers restricted to 5. But beneath that is another structure, one built on silent exchanges, delayed reactions, and controlled compliance. You learn to follow rules exactly on the surface while adjusting them underneath. A second longer in line, a step slower during movement, a glance that signals understanding. Value is no longer money, but access, protection, in time. Every decision, no matter how small, carries consequence. You begin making those decisions without thinking, because thinking slows you down. Somewhere along the way, you begin to change. The outside world fades without resistance. Faces blur, voices lose clarity. Time is no longer measured in days, but in routines. Lights, count, meals, yard, lock-in. You stop reacting to things that once mattered. Noise becomes background. Conflict becomes expected. Relationships exist, but only in function. Trust is temporary, calculated. Isolation becomes normal. You don't notice the moment your identity shifts, only that it already has. Then one day, quietly, without warning, the illusion breaks. You're standing during count, looking at the same walls, the same movements, when you realize something simple. The system does not need you, not as a person, not as an individual, only as a role. You look around and see someone new standing where you once stood, uncertain, observant, learning. Everything you adapted to continues without effort. The hierarchy adjusts, positions shift. Nothing stops. You are no longer rising, you are only maintaining, and even that feels temporary. The realization settles without panic. Nothing collapses, it just becomes clear. Time moves forward without meaning until your number is called. Release is processed the same way intake was, efficient, emotionless. Papers signed, belongings returned in fragments of what they once were. The doors open again, one after another, the same metallic rhythm following you out. Outside feels wide, unfamiliar, almost distant, You step forward because you were told to, not because you decide to. Behind you, the doors close. Inside, nothing changes. Count continues, meals are served, the hierarchy adjusts. Someone else carries messages now. Someone else learns the rules. The system remains intact, moving forward without interruption. You were part of it once. Now you are not. But it does not register your absence, because in this place, nothing ever truly ends. It only replaces.